Welcome to the Howell Business Beat, your go-to source for the latest insights, success stories, and trends shaping our local business community. I'm Janelle Smith, president of the Howell Area Chamber of Commerce, and today I'm joined by my co-host, Dianne Samples. Welcome, Dianne.
Thank you. Well, hello, everyone.
We are excited to dive into a conversation with Casey Jacobson, and she is with LaFontaine Automotive Group. And Casey, before we jump into a conversation with you about Athena, because that's what we're here to talk about today, and just kind of your experience with it, I would love for you to share a little bit about yourself and what you do.
Yeah, so thanks for having me. I am the grassroots marketing manager for LaFontaine Automotive Group. My territory is expansive. I cover Livingston
I feel like that's
County.
putting it lightly. Yeah.
Lansing, and then Grand Rapids and Kalamazoo. So the more we're growing as a company, the more we're kind of being stretched. So the grassroots marketing team is a small team of 8 out of 3,000 employees. So kind of a mighty team that covers a lot. We do a lot of, I guess I want to say like thankless jobs a little bit, because the things that we do is a lot of community relations, building, business relations, networking, a lot of chamber events, and just getting our name out there, spreading the mission statement of LaFontaine out into the community and within the dealerships. So I work directly for Kelly LaFontaine, and it's a family-owned business still, so it's really hard to keep that mission and that heart that started the company, because they can't be at 43 dealerships at once. Mm-hmm. So a lot of what our team does is trying to bring that into the dealership and into the community. So it's a great job. It's a lot of fun. And so I get to be part of a lot of different events and associations. So when Dianne talked about Athena coming to Livingston County, I was excited, because I've definitely been part of it in Lansing. So
awesome. Well, we are excited to have you on our steering committee for Athena.
Thank you.
And before we dive deeper into that, I want to give Dianne an opportunity to share a little bit about how Athena came to fruition in Livingston, and just a little bit of background on what Athena is. And Casey, I would love for you to just chime into the conversation and share your personal experience as well.
Absolutely. Well, when I came to the Chamber in 2019, that was one of the first things that we had talked about. It was on our chalkboard. There was Athena. And I kept sitting in our meetings going, what is Athena? I mean, I'm thinking like Greek god. I'm like, oh, what is that? So I just went online and I pulled them up, and I started really reading up on the organization. But what really drew me to it was that how vast it was, and it's national, it's international, and just reading some of the information and the testimonials of the women that belong to the group, or not belong to the group, but are a part of Athena, and reading what they stood for and why they were who they were. And it's just really building that sense of community, that sense of belonging, that sense of experience, and being able to really find those mentors within your own area, or even being able to reach out. I mean, they do these trips, they do these cruises where you're out in the middle of the ocean with women from all over the world that you would never have an opportunity to meet. But even more so, they're just, they're a click away. You can email them, you can form these relationships and really create this pipeline and network of mentors, regardless of where you're at in your leadership journey or where you're at in your personal life as well. It seems like it's so intertwined, and it really grows you both personally and professionally. And I think I love more that personal growth, because I think when you're able to really do that inner reflection and take that dive into how to maybe be just a little bit better than you were yesterday, just that, that 1 millimeter shift each day, that really impacts your professional life as well. And being able to have an impact on someone else, and the programs that they have. I mean, when you do really fully embrace Athena, there's so many different ways to connect and to be that convener. And there are 8 principles, which I'm going to have to read because I don't have them all memorized, but they just really resonate. It's living authentically and learning constantly, which I think we all strive to do. And sometimes it's really difficult. It's difficult to feel comfortable to be your authentic self, but then to constantly always be learning. And, every failure is just a lesson learned. And it's what you take away from it that builds upon the success that you are going to come up to. And it's building those relationships, which again, I mean, we're all very relationship driven. That's the only way I think that you really grow and move forward. And that collaborative spirit, really realizing that you're not an island. There's always someone that can, no matter what you're going through, someone has already been there. They've already experienced it. They have a way out of the weeds. It's just a matter of knowing who to ask. And then, just celebrating, because I think that's what we all forget to do, or at least I know I'm guilty of that. It's like taking those little wins. It doesn't have to be a big monumental win. I mean, just taking a win is, the small wins are what, really motivate you. At least that's what I'm trying to really take from this is just celebrating the wins, but also celebrating with each other, because someone else's win, that's just hope, or, that's proof that it can happen.
Yeah.
Maybe it hasn't happened for you yet. And giving back, being that mentor to someone else, even if you don't necessarily think that you have anything to give, just listening to someone. And, sometimes people don't want advice. They just want someone to listen to them and just have a voice that they
We talked about that this morning.
Commiserate. Just to have someone say, you know what, you're right. That really was, it's just been a crappy day, but you know what? We're building resilience.
Right,
We're gonna build. You're gonna move forward.
I've gotten to the point where I have to be very specific and saying, I'm not looking for solutions right now. I'm looking to be listened to, to be heard.
Right. And someone once told me, they said, you know what? Before you ever give advice, and it was in regards to children, they said, ask if they, number one, if they want advice, or if they just want someone to commiserate with, if they just want someone to say, you know what, you're right. This is it. And that's all they want. And then just stop talking. And then to act courageously, because I do think that so much of what we do on a daily basis, sometimes it's just finding that courage just to get out of bed in the morning and just find what motivates you, and just something that resonates, and just really being able to advocate for yourself. And I think if we could all strive to kind of meet those 8 pillars, I think that we could all, the places we could go and how high we could soar would be truly phenomenal.
That's why I do like Athena, because because there is Athena Lansing, there is Athena Grand Rapids, and because my job is so spread out, when I do see an Athena event, whether I'm a member of that Athena chapter or not, that's a big one that I'm going to go to, because my time's valuable, all of our time's valuable, and everything I do has an intention behind it, whether it's a coffee meet and greet or whatever it's going to be. But if I'm going to go to Grand Rapids, I want to stack up and make sure that that's going to be intentional. I'm going to learn something. I'm going to take something back. I'm going to build relationships. So when it's an Athena event, I know that those 8 principles are going to be there. I know that, like, when I hear Athena, my first thought is like sophistication, elevation, leadership, professionalism. And I know that when I go to an event like that, I'm going to hear a powerful speaker. I'm going to take some tools back with me to use. I'm going to build relationships that are beneficial personally or professionally. It's just it's an elevated network, I guess is what I want to say about it. Like, when I think of it, it's more elevated to me than any other groups that I've been part of, and I'm part of a lot of different groups. So I think that will be really nice to bring into Livingston County, to have this group that has that 8 principles, that has that strong leadership, and then people know when they see an Athena event, they know what to expect, because some of that too, when you're out in different areas, it's like, I'm not sure if I want to spend time there. I don't know what to expect with that. But if I'm in Grand Rapids, I see Athena, I know exactly what to, what to expect, or at least what I'm thinking, what I'll expect from the people that are going there, the presentation and everything like that. So
I know, I love the way that you describe that, because it really resonates with me. One of the things that Dianne mentioned was having Athena on our chalkboard. And one of the things that I recognized, and our board recognized, and I think our team recognized, is this was an area that we we didn't have a women's leadership event. So we put Athena up there. And in the big scheme of things and in our big mission and vision is to be a world-class chamber. And everything that you just described aligns with that mission so beautifully. So we're really excited to see this all come together. And, it's been many, many years in the making, and Diane's done a wonderful job to bring it all to fruition. And she's been the driving force behind all of it. So
and kudos to the chamber. You guys are really bringing innovative ideas, I feel, into the business world, into their communities. And so I'm excited. I mean, I'm not surprised that you guys are bringing this here because, I don't know, you guys have a different elevation as well. Like, I almost expect this from you. So I'm excited about it. So it's really cool.
Thank you.
Well, and I think too, what really excites me is that there is, like you said, there's that educational component as well. And there's opportunities. I would love to, within the next year or two, be able to go through their leadership cohort so that I can have a firsthand idea of what all it entails. But it's really that holistic approach to leadership. And what I really think is where they really were able to bring it all together is that they started at such a young age. So there's different components to that. There's different curriculums. You can start in middle school and high school, at the university level, and then at the more the community level. And you're building that pipeline of leadership. So you're starting them at, that 6th, 7th, 8th grade when, not just girls, but boys too, because there is a male component to this too. They call them the allies. So there is leadership training specifically geared towards them, but each curriculum is based upon that age group. So, at the middle school level, they're not going through the same training that someone, my age would be going through, but they are just getting that sense of who they are and how to figure out who they are, how to navigate those feelings. I mean, I don't even know who I am.
And that's powerful.
And I'm pretty
it's really, really powerful. And
because that's an age where, you really are, you feel like you're lost. You're in this, school with all these other, kids your age, yet sometimes you feel like you're just this island and you don't know where to go.
That principle of authenticity.
Exactly.
Right?
And you don't know who's part of your tribe. And it helps you kind of figure out I guess even more so, who you want to be a part of your tribe and who you don't want. And then to carry that to high school and then to college. And then when you're out in the community, I mean, then you have this whole, region of women, girls and women that they're all in alignment and they're all there for each other. And it's just this great big community so that you never have to feel alone. And you're able to, have someone to reach out to. Because sometimes it's easier maybe to reach out to someone that don't have that as close of a relationship to. Someone who can be a little bit more biased or someone that you feel more comfortable maybe being your true self with, because there isn't that, you don't feel that judgment or whatever it is. Judgment wasn't the right word. But so I think it's going to be great once we get it all.
Well, and you mentioned community in Livingston is really strong. So we're already building on such a strong foundation. And I think there's really something exciting about that. And Casey is on our steering committee. So I was hoping that you could just share a little bit of insight as to what the committee is planning for this year and your experience so far.
Yeah, so far we have a great group. We have a good committee. A lot of people are new to the Athena, so it's kind of educating everyone too, just on like how this should look or how we want to bring this into the community, because like Diane said, there's a lot of different aspects to Athena, and we're doing the Athena Leadership Award. So there's also like Athena Win, which stands for like Women's Interest Network, or there's Power Links, and that's the mentoring avenue as well. So there's different programs, I guess, in it. And so we're bringing the Leadership Awards, which is amazing to be able to recognize someone within the community. Anyone can nominate, that has those 8 principles that are bringing that leadership into the community, into their businesses, into their families, and recognize them for those things, because people work really hard, and sometimes we're not always recognized. And so when you do get an award like that, it means something, and it's a big honor. It really is a big honor. So I would love our committee to, show them how much of an honor that is, and like really bring the power of Athena to our first Athena, event of the Leadership Awards. So we're hoping to get lots of, people involved, people nominating each other, and have a good attendance. And take away, we have some strong speakers coming, so it's going to be amazing. It's a different event for the chamber, which will be fun, and I think it's going to be fantastic. I'm excited.
We're excited too.
Yeah.
And, our speakers are really speaking to those 8 principles as well. So are, talking about the comparison trap, which is something that I think we all fall into. And even the best intentioned people who try not to fall into those traps. It's so easy. And how to really gauge your own success based on your metrics, not on the standards of other people. And I think that's very challenging for everybody as a community or as a society, there's, the standards are kind of preset, and being able to realize that not everybody's going to fall into those categories, or that everyone's going to have, fall into that box, and be able to say kind of to what our, when John was talking about in our previous conversation about, knowing your purpose and what is your purpose. And it's okay if it's not the same as yours or it's not the same as yours. It still has value.
Yeah.
And to be able to measure yourself versus how other people measure you, and consider that a success. And then we also have our nomination night coming up.
Yeah.
So that is going to be, our Leadership Award is going to be on October 20th.
Yeah.
And that is going to be at the Lake Trust Credit Union, their headquarters in Brighton. So our nomination night is on July 31st. So that is going to be kind of the last day of nominations. So we open up nominations on June 16th. So those will be rolling out over social media. You'll be able to go to our website and pull up the nominations forms and submit those. But it runs through the entire month of July. We're running it for a long time, through July. And then at the nomination night, we also have a speaker who is she is actually a recipient. So she'll be able to really give us some perspective on how Athena has shaped her life going forward, and what it means to her to not only be an award recipient, but to carry that responsibility too, and be able to give back and use...
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I was curious to know a little bit more about who should attend nomination night. And it's the last day for nominations. So is the committee keeping nominations open? Will they accept them on site?
Yes, we will.
Okay. All right.
Yep. So, and anybody can nominate. Anybody is welcome to come.
Yeah.
You don't have to be a member of the chamber. Yeah. We do ask that the person that is being nominated, they don't necessarily have to live in Livingston County, but their impact is in Livingston County.
Yeah.
But if they are, and it can be anybody. I mean, there really isn't an age limit on it. So, we have some great younger leaders in our community as well. So, there's leaders that are evolving, that are really, they're having a big impact. So it doesn't necessarily...
think beyond the owner of the business.
Exactly,
right?
exactly.
Think beyond all of that, because there's so many leaders that, like I said, are unseen. We're not there. Nobody sees all the little things they're doing, which is huge in leadership.
And the criteria really are those living up to and really exemplifying those 8 core values of Athena. So it doesn't necessarily, like you said, have to be someone in a leadership role, but someone that really steps up and plus the impact that they have. And again, the impact, that's subjective. There's a lot of people that we all see their impact because it's so community driven, but there's a lot of people behind the scenes that make a lot of impact that never get that recognition. So it's I'm really excited for that.
Yeah. Yeah, me too. It'll be a fun night.
Likewise, yes.
And I'm going to put you on the spot, Casey, because I know that you were nominated. So if you could talk a little bit about just what that meant to you to be nominated.
Yeah, sure. It was in 2023. And I got an email from Tim Damon, the Lansing Chamber president, and he said that, told me that I was nominated. And truthfully, I was very surprised, and it kind of stopped me I was nominated? Of all
I was
the
not
things,
surprised when you told me
I
that.
was going to say, it doesn't surprise me
does not
either.
surprise me at all.
But all of the things that, when I think of Athena, just on this different level, and I thought, wow, someone thought of me that way? Wow. Made me kind of choke up a bit. So it was really nice to be, nominated. So even if you're not an award recipient, just the nomination in itself was just wonderful. So, and I have no idea who it was. I still don't know who nominated me. I believe that's no one from my work because, like I said, what I do for our company, if you walked into the dealership and asked my name, probably most people won't know me. So it's like I'm doing a lot of things that are interwoven, like a cup of coffee leads to eventually a cup of coffee with the mayor of Lansing, which leads to fleet sales, to your commercial municipal things of cars and sales. So all these little things add up to these big things. And so I'm good. I'm okay. I go to bed feeling very accomplished and happy with all the little things that I'm building, because then I see where it goes. But people just see where that top line was. And so to be recognized down here that someone outside of the organization saw all the little connections that I'm doing and the committees that I'm on and the boards that I'm on and all the involvement in the community as a leader, that someone thought of me as a leader, I was like, wow, that's so cool. So yeah, thank you for asking. It was
Well, I think that too really resonates to that authenticity, because that is, ever since I first met you, that was the first thing that really just stood out, is that it's very genuine, and you can't fake sincerity. You can't fake that, and it's just always been very evident. So no matter what
Thank
you
you.
do, I mean, there's always that sense of you're 100% present, and you're doing it
you.
for the right reasons.
Thank you.
And I think it also speaks to leadership, right? I think that when you speak about this, you don't really recognize yourself as a leader, and you are. And I think that speaks to a lot of women and a lot of individuals potentially within their role where they don't feel or view themselves as leaders, but truthfully, we all are.
Yeah.
So I think, again, taking, note of that and being able to elevate somebody who's kind of, in those positions that just doesn't necessarily see some of those things about themselves. It's amazing to be able to recognize them for some of those efforts, but they do it just because that's who they are.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So bring on those nominations.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I know that I'm very much looking forward to it. I think that nomination night seems like it will be a fun evening to get together and kind of be the springboard to the main event, which will be in October at the Lake Trust headquarters. And I know that we're all very much looking forward to that. I am really, really excited. Dianne has been able to share with me a lot of the work that the committee has been doing. And I think it's amazing to see it all come together and to really see the steering committee take the bull by the horns, so to speak, and go with this. But I also think that speaks to the excitement around bringing this Athena chapter to Livingston. So
And they really have. I mean, we have the leadership even within the steering committee, and they, they have stepped up to that. And again, I think it's just being able to come together and have this shared initiative, and really the passion and the excitement. And they're very purposeful. They're very intentional about what they want to do, and they really want to be able to grow this program to truly reflect the principles of Athena, but also to recognize that every community is different, and have it be very personalized to our region, and really be able to put I think it's just exciting to be in at that ground level and be able to watch it grow and see your efforts, how they evolve and the impact that they have.
I couldn't agree more. Very well said. So we will keep everybody posted and stay tuned on the
Well, we can
Livingston Athena.
Livingston.
Livingston Athena.
I knew it.
And we will be able to put the links. I mean, I'm sure we can put the links in the podcast for
For
to pull up the
nominations.
nomination forms. And the nomination night, like you said, it's just going to be it's going to be a summer soiree. It's going to be just fun
Casual.
drinks,
Yeah.
drinks and some
Outside.
some hors
speaker.
d'oeuvres,
Yeah.
speaker,
Yeah.
little conversation. So it's going to be it'll be a nice
Nominate
kick-in.
away.
Yes.
Nominate away. Let's do
So
it.
yeah, we have like I said, this great community. Let's continue to build on that with this Athena community. So I would love to see everybody there and have everybody come out for a great night. Just dip your toes in the water, test it out. I think that everybody will love it.
Yeah, me too.
It's going to be fun.
Thank you, Casey.
Thank you.
Thanks, Casey.
All right, we'll catch you next time on the Howell Business Beat.